Why would you say so?
No, it's a very simple thing. Yeah. You know, leave what Manyi would have said in the commission.
Yeah,
Take what Saint Maseko, I call him Saint Temba Maseko, a man that can do no wrong. Yeah. In his affidavit, which is available on the Google, the affidavit of Maseko, Maseko explains that the GCIS as an institution does not have its own budget. It spends budget of departments. Yeah. Now, by the time budgets come to department, they're signed off. There's a requisition, there's a whole requisitioning process that happens from the various departments. Departments signed off their budget. They say, I am Department of Home Affairs, and here is the execution that I want done, advertise IDs and everything. I want this thing in the new age. Yeah. And the DG, or rather the head of communication, with the concurrence of his or her own DG, would have signed that. Yeah. Then they bring it to GCIS, and this one, and that one, and that one. GCIS does the consolidation, and according to the instruction from the departments, and then GCIS goes and buys media with that money. Now, if most departments would have said, I want new age, even if GCIS had a system called Telma that tried to bring objectivity to this, that looked at the target market, it looked at all kinds of variables and say, we recommend that you do this. But that's as far as we can go. You recommend, you cannot enforce a position. If a department decided that with RDP houses, for instance, I want RDP houses to be splashed in the business day, as an example, although you can immediately see the mismatch. But if that's a department's decision, that's a department's decision. GCIS hasn't got the kind of transversal powers that, for instance, National Treasury would have. Yeah. So that was the situation. Keep saying to Zondo, we're just a conveyor belt and so on. Tina, as GCIS, we implement the instructions of the various departments and all of that. So if there's too much money going into the new age, the person to ask are the various line departments. Yeah. And we say to him, these things are in writing. If you're interested, go to GCIS, can get evidence there. But because Zondo had a mandate to deal with the Zuma associated people, none of that was making sense to him. They just decided that now Manyi is an enabler, yeah, and all of that. So I continue to disrespect Zondo for that. I think that he hasn't got what it takes to be a judge. You can't have a judge that deals with people. A judge must deal with facts. So Zondo, in my case, did not deal with facts. But I didn't have R1 million to go, they say, go and review this thing. For you to review that thing, it means a lawyer must take all those thick files. Just reading the files will cost hundreds of thousands and so on before they, on a straightforward matter. Then I decided that, fine, I'll wait for the Hawks to come and arrest me if I've done any crime. And I can tell you now, I haven't had even a knock from the Hawks. Even if they can come tomorrow, they will find nothing to have a discussion with me on, because there is no criminality here. All that has happened is that we implemented the decisions of the various departments. So if those decisions are wrong, then those DGs, because I was a DG, CEO stroke DG at GCIS, and therefore I was not a senior to the other DGs. When they say that is the thing that must happen, they get audited for that. So I must see it through. So I just got smeared by Zondo for nothing. So that's why I call that report rubbish and those recommendations rubbish. And I place no respect for Zondo because of that.
Did you have any personal relationship with the Gupta brothers, despite your work now in government that you are alleged to have enabled as state capture? Personally, did you have a relationship with them?
Yeah, well, look, yeah, I can say so, yes. Yes, there's no, I attended their wedding and so on and all of that, yeah. You see, the relationship I had with the Guptas was not when I was in government. You must remember I left government in 2012, and then I started the ANN7 project in 2017. So I was out of government, so I was a private sector person. So as much as other people have got their relationships with the Ruperts, with the Oppenheimers and all of that, and it's what they've seen, and I had the relationship with these guys. And as things stand right now, no court of law has found them guilty on anything. So they're just as good or as bad as any other of these white monopoly guys.
Yeah. And was in your view, because there's been a lot of talks about this criminalized association with the Guptas. Is it a justifiable, sort of characterization? Because I mean, in fact, at the core of the Zondo Commission, as it were, it became about who met these Guptas, how many times, and what was being in discussion, being a criminalized sort of a thing. Was that a justifiable characterization that people in public space cannot meet or have relations with people in the private space who do business with the same company?
What you're asking me now is what Zondo was given R1 billion for. Yeah. I have got no resources. You're just asking me a question. Zondo was given R1 billion to answer this question. Yeah. What is Zondo's answer today on that? I don't know. Zondo was meant to have gone into that and make sure that they've got evidence, they've got everything. As I say, R1 billion or two that was spent on this thing to answer this question. So my direct answer to you, I don't know. I'm not going to be here to come and vouch for Guptas on things that I don't know. Yeah. These are the things that should have been investigated and pronounced on. Zondo was given R1 billion for this. What did he do?
Yeah.
You must bring him here and ask him that R1 billion later, what is the answer?
Actually, I think it's much more than $1 billion.
Yeah.
It's just that people, the last declared cost was $1 billion.
It's actually 2 billion.
Yeah.
The actual amount, 2 billion.
You see.
That went into that project. So he's the guy that must answer this question.
All right.